All right, we are back with North Korea's history in the journey to the Eastern Hemisphere. So, the history of people on the Korean Peninsula dates back thousands of years. The earliest people groups to settle the area were the Tungusic people who migrated from Manchuria and Siberia. They developed the Korean language, which draws heavily on Chinese. Pyongyang frequently served as a key city or capital during Korea's early history. Traditionally, Chosun, located near the modern-day capital of Pyongyang, formed the first Korean state in 2033 BCE. Around 100 BCE, the Chinese invaded and conquered the northern part of the Korean peninsula. The Koreans, separated into tribes, fought back to regain some of the territory and united themselves into states. The three Korean states of Goguryeo, Pashek, and Silla formed the three kingdoms of ancient Korea. Goguryeo in the north took back control of the Chinese territory in 313 CE. Fighting then broke out among the three kingdoms for total control of the Korean peninsula. In the 1660s, with the help of the Chinese, Silla conquered the other two states. During the next 200 years of relative stability, Korean culture flourished in the forms of arts, education, and Confucianism thought. When Silla collapsed after fighting in the 1800s and 1900s, the conquerors renamed the Korea Koryo, which became the modern name Korea. Under new leadership, books and learning became a priority. In 1234, Koreans invented the first printing press to use movable metal type. After centuries of alternately fighting against and allying with Chinese invaders, war broke out once again in the mid-1200s. A group allied the Chinese Ming Dynasty defeated those allied with the Mongol tribe from the north. The victorious General Yi Song-ji became the king of the new nation, which he renamed Chosun. General Yi, so we're in Chosun Dynasty, and this was from 1392 to 1910. General Yi established an independent kingdom in 1392. He moved the capital to Seoul, which is now the capital of South Korea, and made Confucianism the national religion. Buddhism, which had continued since the 1700s, became less important. During the centuries-long Chosun dynasty, Korean culture flourished and the economy grew. Korea resisted invasions by the Japanese and Chinese. Under the rule of the Chosun dynasty, Korea closed itself off to all foreign countries in the 1600s and was known as the Hermit Kingdom for 200 years. Only China and Japan traded with Korea. When Catholic missionaries came from Europe in the 1830s, Korean authorities persecuted them and killed any converts. So now we're going to see Japan takes control from 1910 to 1945, and we think big stuff happened in 1945. So Japan forced Korea into a trade agreement in 1876 that opened ports to foreign trade. Several other countries then signed treaties with Korea as well. The countries began to fight for control of Korea. When Japan went to war against China and then Russia in the early 1900s, they moved troops through Korea. Even when the wars ended, the troops remained. Japan exerted increasing control over Korea until it annexed the country by adding it to Japanese territory in 1910. The Japanese ruled the Koreans harshly, instituting major social and economic changes. They saw Korea as a source of people and industry to fuel their war efforts. They forced Koreans to work in mines, factories, and the military. The Korean language was banned in public, and Koreans were assigned Japanese-style names. Japanese rule came to an end when Japan lost World War II. With Soviet troops in the north and American troops in the south, Korea was divided for what was expected to be a temporary reconstruction period. However, as relations between the U.S. and Soviet Union worsened, The two regions became more separate, North Korea and South Korea, in 1948. By 1948, the U.S. in the South and the Soviet Union in the North had helped establish new governments in Korea and began to withdraw their influence. This left the Republic of Korea in the South and the Democratic People's Republic in the North. Neither government recognized the other as an authority in Korea. The South followed more democratic principles while the North maintained communist rule. North Korea's first premier was Kim Il-sung, head of the Korean Workers' Party, or KWP. The Communist Party in North Korea, when he was installed on September 9th, 1948, and the day North Korea was officially formed. He established himself as the great leader and ruled harshly until his death in 1944. And we'll end there and pick up next week with The Korean War Begins in 1950.